Okay, this will be a quick video response to the Fighting Atheist, or you call him the Fighting Statheist, statist atheist. Dime a dozen. I'm an atheist, therefore I'm going to voice my opinion on economics. In this little video here, you didn't even really address the issue. You're in the distribution mindset, and that's what everyone is in. They're in the mindset of existing supply. How are we going to distribute it? First of all, like the insane idea that we can distribute it. No, it's stuff that people produce, and they produce it so they can get paid, so they can buy things, right? But anyway, but I just want to read off physicians per 1,000 by country, according to sources compiled by NationMaster. Now, these are from various sources compiled by NationMaster and measured at various times. So I would not trust the precision of this information, though I would trust the accuracy since there's just so much of it. Let's go through this. Cuba has 5.91 physicians per 1,000. Belarus 4.55, Greece 4.4, Russia 4.25, Italy 4.2, Turkmenistan 4.18, Georgia, the country in the Caucasus, not the state, 4.09, Lithuania 3.97, Belgium 3.9, Israel 3.82, Uruguay 3.65, Iceland 3.62, Armenia 3.59, Bulgaria 3.56, Azerbaijan 3.55, Kazakhstan 3.54, Czech Republic 3.5, Austria 3.4, Germany 3.4, France 3.37, Portugal 3.3, Sweden 3.3, North Korea 3.29, Lebanon 3.25, Hungary 3.2, Spain 3.2, Estonia 3.16, Norway 3.1, Holland 3.1, Slovakia 3.1, Latvia 3.01, Argentina 3.01, Ukraine 2.95, Denmark 2.9, Ireland 2.79, Uzbekistan 2.74, Luxembourg 2.7, Moldova 2.64, Mongolia 2.63, Finland 2.6, Kyrgyzstan 2.5, Poland 2.5, Croatia 2.4, Cyprus 2.34, United States 2.3. Now, I can understand places like Ireland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden having more physicians per capita, because those people, I'm just going to say it, those people are just like higher quality people, and more per capita are willing and able to go through med school. But are we really going to say that Cuba, Belarus, Greece, Russia, Turkmenistan, Georgia, Lithuania, Armenia, Bulgaria, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, North Korea, Lebanon, Hungary, Spain, Estonia, Portugal, Latvia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Moldova, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, Poland, and Croatia. Did I say Poland twice? What? I don't know. Like those kind of places, are we really going to say that they have more people willing and able to go through medical school and become doctors than the U.S.? And look at Cuba. Perhaps, I don't know about Cuba. It's like maybe the number of doctors there is artificially high because of state intervention, or the stats are fudged, or a mixture of both. That is, they are in fact artificially incentivizing people becoming doctors and fudging the stats. So even if we throw Cuba out, like Turkmenistan, right? And that's the problem in the U.S. And I would also say that's the problem in these European places, like Germany and Austria, though not as bad as the U.S., is that supply is restricted. And I have videos in the description making the case that supply is heavily restricted because of the lobbying efforts of the American Medical Association. They get to Congress, say, you have to get approved to start a medical school, right? And so medical schools don't form. There's plenty of people willing and able to become doctors. They're just not able to get into medical school. Anyway, I have videos where I talk about that. And so that's that. I would focus. You're focusing on the distribution side, not dealing with the main issue. That is the restriction of supply, right? And the restriction of supply is such that there's just not enough to solve the problem. The supply is too low, right? And the reason supply is restricted in the U.S. is because of the state. Anyway, what else were you talking about? You're saying, okay, you help out your friends and your family, and a lot of people chose to send money to this abstract mass of people in Haiti, and what you do here is you make quite a conflation. You conflate, first of all, you conflate voluntary with involuntary, right? You conflate people choosing to give up a portion of the product of their labor to others with forcing them to do so. That is, they have to pay for this service, and if they don't pay for it, then you're gonna, throw them in prison and if they resist being thrown into prison, you're going to use some sort of force on them. And we can argue whether or not you'll have the position where a federal agent is sticking a gun against their temple and pulling the trigger and brains on the concrete or something like that. But they're going to use force somehow, right? It's extortion to some extent. Whether or not it actually goes to the killing is a rather academic discussion as far as I'm concerned. It's enforced, right? So first of all, you're conflating people choosing to people being forced to pay into a system, and the example you brought up with like the family and stuff, that's just dumb. I mean, that's just like, there's people we know, they have problems, and so we choose to help people we know who have problems. Therefore, we should be forced to help 300 million strangers who we don't know, who may in fact hate us if we ever got to know them. Right? It's just nuts, right? And it's a really ridiculous leap. Did you say something about CEOs? I forgot. Well, if you said something about CEOs, like, you're just retarded. First of all, like I don't know if you're thinking about, like, well, first of all, like, the insurance industry is not a free market. The insurance industry is a highly cartelized, highly, quote, regulated, close quote. Of course, the regulations are all lobbied for by the industry to be regulated, right? Which is why you can't carry insurance across state borders. And it's just insane, right? You can't have sane... I mean, and people are talking about, let's have a sane kind of insurance pool run by the government. And the thing is, well, why can't you do that on a free market? And the reason you can't do that on a free market is because regulations. Anyway, but I go into more detail on this in my videos in the description. TheFightingStatheist, like, please don't pile on. Like, the last thing the world needs is more statheism, right? Atheism, fine, you figured out there's no God, that's nice, but that doesn't mean you're smart in, like, other things.